Hi, this is Volante with the Social Life segment. Today's topic is patience, and we live in what society calls the microwave age, where everything is fast-paced, and it's kind of good on one end, but on the other hand, if you think about a microwave, it's a secondary form of cooking. The primary form of cooking is a stove or an oven, and the food does not taste as good when it's microwaved. A meal tastes better when it's freshly cooked in the oven. And there's a saying that I love that simply says, take your time and do it right. And that would be my entire approach to life. Take your time and do it right. Invest the time. There's some things that have no shortcut. And you know, when you think about the word patience and the word wait, they're not exactly synonymous, because patience is not just sitting and doing nothing and waiting. Patience will prompt you to action. Patience will make you do what you're supposed to do to get the desired result. You'll be patient if it's school. You'll do your homework. You'll study for exams while you're waiting to graduate. You don't just sit and wait to graduate and don't do anything, because if you don't do anything, then you won't graduate. So patience is not idle. As a matter of fact, if you're idle while you're waiting, it makes the time just drag. There's a saying that says a watched phone never rings. If you've ever been just sitting by the phone waiting for it to ring, it seems like it never does. But we have to go through life and occupy ourselves. There's even a scripture in the Bible where Jesus was talking to his disciples, and he was talking about leaving them and coming back to get them. And he simply said to them to occupy until I come. And that's what we need to do. And a lot of times, a lack of patience goes hand in hand with a lack of planning. Sometimes we live reactive lives. We answer the phone, we answer the call, we come when called, and we kind of just wait around, and we go with the flow of whatever's happening that particular day without a plan. When you do that, it makes you antsy. It makes you unnerving, because you don't ever really know. You can't focus, and it's very difficult to wait. But when you have a solid plan and you know what you're going to do, you have a schedule, you know when you're going to do it, it's easier to have patience. If it's 9 a.m. and I know that I have an appointment at 5 o'clock or something that I'm looking forward to, then I can engage myself. I can be productive until that appointed time comes. If I don't know, and it's a horrible feeling to wait around for somebody. You're waiting to do something and you don't know what time they're coming. You don't know if you have enough time to do something, or you don't know if you have enough time for another appointment. That is a stressful place, and it makes you antsy, and it makes you impatient, and it causes you to waste time. Patience is simply, again, taking the time to do it right, and it's maximizing your time. And when you're patient, you're able to see things all the way through to the end. You're not starting, you're not stopping. You're able to do what you need to do. And I had an opportunity to see Steve Harvey at his studio, and he said something to me that really struck me. He said that I started to make more money when I learned to say no than I did when I always said yes. Impatience will make you jump on anything that comes along instead of waiting until what you want comes along. And then you've wasted your time, you've burnt yourself out, so that when your opportunity does come along, you can't even deliver. One of my favorite quotes by Louis Pasteur, who is a scientist that discovered the process of pasteurization, is chance favors the prepared mind. Don't be so in a hurry to jump and move. Stop. Get your game together. Get your team together and be ready, so that when that opportunity that you're waiting for comes, you are ready and you're prepared and you can take it and you can be successful. Don't just jump on everything that comes along. And that's something that my mother taught me a long time ago. She said 2 things. You don't have to take anything everybody offers you, and you don't have to respond to everything someone says to you. And those are pieces of advice that have really, really carried me. And there's another scripture that I have to include, which simply says, "In your patience possess ye your soul." And that is so true. Patience and peace of mind go hand in hand. Happiness, joy, peace. Learning how to wait. Learning how to wait properly. Learning how to wait productively. Learning how to plan a strategy for waiting until the right thing comes along that's for you. And then you would be able to live your life not by chance, but by design. And I want to end this with a beautiful, beautiful song with Lucretia Campbell on lead, and it says, stand still until your will is clear. Like I said, it's such a fast-paced environment, and it's easy to get into a mode of moving around all the time. But movement is not always progress. Patience, a steady pace. I won't say necessarily slow, but patient, steady, taking the time to figure out what you want, and then taking the time to strategize on how to get what you want so you don't end up stuck with whatever you can get. Sometimes you just got to stand still. And as I always close, have patience and trust and faith in God, and wait until God's will is clear. And that's when you move, and that's when you will be able to possess the desires of your heart. Have patience.
What do I do when I don't know what to do? What do I say when I don't know what to say? Where do I turn? What are the answers to those questions that seem to have no answer? What do I do? Oh Lord, when I don't know what to do. What do you have me to say, Lord, each and every day, Lord, when I don't know what to say? Where do I go? What are the answers? What are the answers to those questions that seem to have no answer? I'll stand still until your will is clear to